Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Yesterday,
Good morning.
in Narada Bhakti Sutra, we saw the Naradaji talked about the Bhakti in the form that you should not carry any pain or suffering. The Bhakta is always smiling, and that's the reason this connection is all the time the happy, because he's not bothered about the world. But on the further sutras, which we'll see today and contemplate, he also talks about what all and everything Bhakta should not ever carry. For example, he talks about anger, greed, desperation, any emotion which brings him down on his sadhana. He also should not listen to description of women, wealth, atheist, and enemy. So all these discussions should be prohibited for a bhakta. Again, he talks about pride, vanity, and negative urges of the mind should also be given up. Having dedicated all activity onto him, one should turn all desires, anger, pride toward him alone. And going beyond the three factors of experience, love, consisting of constant service, dedicated to him alone. Now, all this should not happen to a bhakta is basically not a prohibited or restricted practices. None of our shastras talk about restriction. They all talk about understanding, awareness, and giving up consciously rather than restricting yourself. So here when Naraji talks about you should not have, it is hard. Because when no matter how much we are in love with the divine, we love our Aradhya, we love our Ishtadevta, we respect and want him dearly, but then world comes in between, always come in between. And then emotions come in between because we still are attached with the world. So how all of these emotions, all of these limitations of the mind and the life should not come into the play. There is only one way. We define in our mind what is our relationship with the world and everybody in our conscious world, living world, and what is our relationship with the divine. So let's take this whole practice into meditation today, and I will take you through best I can to understand and reestablish this relationship with the conscious world and beyond that with the divine. Until we see the divine and divinity in everything, Naraji says, never give up worldly affairs. That's your duties, that's your responsibility, and you're part of this world. So until you see divinity in everything, you should not give up the world or your activities in the world. While doing activity, modification will come. So how do we manage? Let's practice that today in our Kickstart. Starting with sitting comfortably, closing your eyes. Taking a moment to simply reflect on the words you just contemplating, hearing from me, and all that thoughts that resonate in the mind. Knowing the limitation of our emotion, thoughts, our interaction with the conscious world, what challenges we all face. Without judging, labeling, or identifying, simply be the sakshi, be the witness. As it comes to the surface of your mind, as you connect with these thoughts and challenges, simply acknowledge. Allow the mind to reflect upon these challenges. While you reflect upon the challenges and thoughts which often come, I would like you to constantly be the sakshi, the observer, the witness all that you see, hear, and observe, see yourself as a separate entity. At this point, with your closed eyes, you still can see the world surrounding, people in your life, you all which you connect with, you're observing. At this point, there is no active role you are playing. You're simply observing. As you bring this awareness to yourself, you can see your body separately and you can observe that. Who is observing the body and the changes in the body? You, as a witness, as a sakshi, as a simple observer, you can move your awareness all around the body parts and scan your body. Make the necessary changes to make your comfortable position. Can discriminate between comfort and discomfort in the body. And with your conscious effort, you can bring the necessary changes you wish to. You cannot be body. Body is part of you. Because you can observe your body. The flow of breath, the flow of prana. When you connect, I would like you to connect as an observer. Simply observing, witnessing. As the breath comes in and go, you can observe your breath as you observe the world. As you observe the surrounding, as you observed your body. Without needing to change anything, you can distance yourself and observe anything and everything you wish to make better sense of. Understanding your flow of breath or understanding your body, its discomfort. You can better manage that. At this point, simply observing your breath to ensure that it's normal, it's natural. Now, I would like you to switch your awareness to observe your mind. Similarly, as you observed, conscious world all around you, your body, your breath. Nothing to hold on when you start to observe your mind. It's the thought you can observe, but very soon you carried away with the thought. So let's take a moment to distance yourself from your mind. Deciding as an observer, you're going to observe your mind, your thoughts, the pattern of your thoughts, without getting carried away, without judging, without identifying right and wrong, good or bad, simply observing it. What comes in, how it's moved away on its own or shifted by another thought. It's like a chain. Mind is an integral part of the self. Part of you. But mind is not you. Because you can watch your mind. You can relate with your thoughts. You can change at times consciously the whole pattern. With the thought comes the emotion, at times hand in hand together. A thought leading to an emotion or an emotion leading to a thought. At times inseparable. As you observe the mind, thoughts, emotion, you can see more clearly where it's more dominatingly going towards, what distract and divert your attention, what disturbs your inner peace. Joy and sorrow, happiness or unhappiness, pass and repass, in and out, in the form of thoughts and these emotions. Pleasant or unpleasant, regardless which thought or emotion. It comes and goes. If you do not get attached or act or react with that, involving yourself into it, these are harmless. They have no power to act on their own. When we identify ourselves with these thoughts and emotions, when someone says a bad word or criticize, and I connect with that he disrespected me, I have identified with his words. The very I and the self, which remains observer or the sakshi, becomes the party. And then everything becomes mine. I become angry. I become sad. The process towards the bhakti, the love, the devotion, is not to become, is to be. Simply be yourself. Without identifying yourself to become anything. Simply be yourself. Pure conscious awareness, which uses all its entity for the good, for its own purpose and benefit. Not dominated by the thoughts and emotion, but using these thoughts and emotion every time to serve our goals. Not to be disturbed and distracted by the flow of prana, the changes in the energies or the body, but uses the both for its own good. I would like you to take a moment to put this into practice as you distance yourself as a sakshi. Only pick and choose which serves your purpose. Purpose to reach Him, to experience the divine, to be in love with the divine, to bhakti. The path may go across the karma, jnana, or bhakti alone. Your conscious choices alone should be dominating. The moment, anytime, anything else starts to dominate your conscious choices, time to distance, time to detach and become the observer. I would like you to imagine any past situation where you or the thoughts became dominating and you carried away with the emotion and these thoughts. Visualizing yourself in that past situation now, I would like you to observe yourself as an observer. All that happened around, something that triggered and brought back the unpleasant emotion or the thoughts like anger, pride, jealousy, any desires which we acted spontaneously. When did that start to affect you? When you identified as yourself. It can only trigger you when you saw I. Now, in the same situation, if the same thing would happen again, and I would like you to make this conscious choice not to be identified anything which has been said or done to you, and simply give up the ownership not to take it as I. All and everything that's said and done will not affect. So you simply walk away without taking the ownership of all that. When you do not identify with this I or mine, the mind will not identify any emotions. As long as we are working with the conscious world, worldly activities are not to be abandoned. We must diligently pursue our own path and learn to renounce our anxiety to enjoy our activities. We do and we walk away. Let's take a moment again to observe yourself. The self within in its pure conscious awareness, without any identity, modification, or labels. At this point, you are the pure consciousness, without any limitation, without anything to become. You are simply you. No need to define, no need to do anything. And this very state itself is the peace, balance, contentment. The love is not to gain, love is your own nature. Love is you. Divine is not to find. The pure conscious awareness is the divinity. At this state, you feel more close to Him, the divine, in the form of Mother or in the form of Krishna. No matter which form you name that, you only can experience in this state where you give up all the ownership, limitation, and the conditions. Always come back to the love, to the divine. And any time when we need to go back to the world, as yet divinity has not reflected in the world yet, we go back to the world. We perform everything we need to. We do our best, knowing this is not where we belong. This is not where we need to try to fit in. This is the only place we do and come back. Doing your part is enough without identifying the self from the roles, from responsibility, from its gain, from its pain. Simply give up the ownership and return to the divinity, to the self, to the divine. The world, though uninvited, will burst into us. Let it come, let it go. Don't give any attention to it. Don't take any ownership of this. I am whole. I am complete. I am the manifestation of the divine himself. And until I see myself in this role, I practice, I perform, and I do all my duties to reach him alone. As you set your own path, your own sankalpa, your own roadmap of your life, the world will not be the trouble. Our focus is not the world. Our focus is to reach the self, the divine alone. Let's serve as a Nitya Daas, the servant to the master. The highest devotion where we identify ourselves only as a Das, servant, doing all that in the world for the master, for the great master. Serving the Lord alone, we perform and do everything in this conscious world. The Das indicates the loyalty and respect. Das need not have such love or possessiveness. No desire to gain and become the master. So in this world, continue to do as the Das without taking the ownership, possession, or identifying. We serve. To move toward this experience of our oneness with the Lord. Let's continue this journey with our conscious awareness, with our conscious choices, and with our conscious effort to simply be, not to become. Very gently bringing your awareness back to the flow of breath. Simply observing it to be. connecting with the flow of breath to the bodily movement. And you can experience from your chest, your abdomen, as you breathe in, the movement of chest and abdomen, and as you exhale, very gently take a deep breath in, fully inhale, and very slowly exhale. The very slight change in the pattern of the breath changes the sensation in the body and in mind. Reconnecting with your surrounding. Slowly move your hands a little. Bring them together in Namaskar Mudra. Keeping your hands close to your heart center. We'll conclude with 3 Shantis together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Very slowly rub your both hands together. Soon enough, you'll feel warm enough. Then place both your hands on your eyes. The very gentle massage on all over your face. Very slowly bring your hands down. Slowly take your own time before you're ready to open your eyes. Looking down, very gently open your eyes. Thank you.